Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Radio Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program. We'll buy it. If you have any questions, you can reach us at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey, Adrian, at the beginning of this show,
Mm-hmm.
to create connection is you share things that maybe people don't know about us as realtors doing a real estate show. And so let's share like three different things about ourselves. We just take turns. Anyway, let's share like three different things about ourselves. We'll take turns that people may not necessarily know about us. I'll go first. I am a native Hawaiian. It's weird because a name like Attilio Leonardi, I played men's amateur soccer for like 10 years and they thought they was getting Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm like, nope, you're getting a dad that coached his kids in soccer, never played soccer before. Good shape, but skill is questionable. But I am a native Hawaiian, half Hawaiian. I live on Hawaiian Homes in Kaupea. And so, yeah, I'm a native Hawaiian. And so when you work with this team, you are working with a native Hawaiian owned company. Adrian?
Okay, well, I served in the Army,
Ooh,
and that's how I got to Hawaii.
first and last duty station?
Yes, my dad was in the Army. My grandfather was in the Marines. And actually, I went to go sign up for the Marines first because I wanted to be like my grandpa, who
Yeah,
had served in multiple wars, and he was a very proud Marine.
yeah.
Um, but when I had signed up, it was right after September 11th, and my grandfather had told me, he said, no. Like, he never told me no, that I couldn't do anything. But when I had told him that I had signed up for the Marines, he just, he had told me it was a boys' club and I was not going to ever belong. It was not necessarily the best place for a young lady, and to look at one of the other branches that had more women. So I did.
And
I moved over to the Army just and followed my dad's footsteps.
and for the
Yeah.
ladies, the women in the Marines, that's
Yes.
not necessarily so today.
No, this was back
Um,
in 2001. And
one of our
and my grandfather's coming from, like, he served in World War II. He was in Korea, Vietnam. So it was a different time that he was
yeah,
speaking from.
and his perspective. In fact, fast forward today, one of our favorite Orange Theory coaches was a captain in the Marines,
With the same
uh,
name as me.
and her name was Adrian.
Oh, and she is, we're probably going to see her at some of the different High Rocks
Oh,
events. I think
she's
we
signing
missed,
up.
yeah, no, we just missed her. And she was in Miami when
Oh,
we were in
cool.
Miami. And I think she might be training for New York too.
All right, so
So,
that will be something else you may not know about us. We are fitness competitors, and we work out a lot. I know for a fact that if you're going to be having any high level of mental acuity, especially in real estate, when we're helping people negotiate selling and buying of real estate, you've got to be physically fit. You've got to be physically fit. So one of the things we know is that if you have something you're striving towards, like a goal, your day-to-day workouts, you just do a little bit more because there's something you're moving towards. And so we are High Rocks competitors. That's spelled, what is that? HYROX.
ROX.
And
Yeah.
anyway, it's been around for a long time, just newly coming into the United States. It's a fitness competition. Eight
It's a
different
fitness
stations.
race. It's a race.
It's a
Yes,
fitness
it's a
race all over the country in major cities. They always sell out. We did the one in Phoenix, we did the one in Miami, and we're heading off to one in New York. And then my goal, I thought, hey, before I kick the bucket, I want to do 50 of these. So 3
3
down,
down,
47 more to
47.
go.
Let's go.
And it's a 1 kilometer run in between eight stations. You go as fast as you can before your heart explodes, and then you finish, and then you celebrate, and you have a good time, and it's all good and fun, and people cheering and yelling at you, and
So you
all of
can
that.
do this by yourself. You can do it with another partner that's a female or a male
mixed
or
doubles.
mixed. But if you do the mix, then you guys all have to do the same weights.
Yeah.
So
And then there's
you're
also
gonna train
relay,
for
4 people.
Yep. So a lot of different ways to complete it and to enjoy it and to train. So it's
So,
a fun thing to do.
hey, if you're going out to the New York High Rocks here, look what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Say hello.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
And then one last thing for each of you, and then we'll move on. Let's see here. Last thing, I lived in 1985. I graduated from Kamehameha Schools, IMUA, the Kamehameha Schools. Went off to live in Tucson, Arizona. Went to school, University of Arizona. I'm a Wildcat. Did not finish school, so I'm a college dropout. That's okay. That's okay. But I lived there for 15 years and then moved back in 2000 and back home ever since, raised my babies here. And so that might be something you might know by listening to a radio show. And then one last thing for you, Adrian.
One last thing. Oh, I am also a college dropout.
Yeah.
I went to a couple of different colleges. I was at Montgomery College
What are we, a bunch of losers?
in
We didn't
in
finish college?
Maryland, yes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna move to Florida. I went to Florida Atlantic University. And then I got a little distracted there because I was bartending at the Elbow Room. That was
Yeah.
just too much fun. I just did not want to be in college.
Yeah.
And then I did go to Chaminade when I was active duty Army. And I finished my associates, but I did not finish my bachelor's.
And by the way, learning is something that is a skill that you develop over time. And when you're younger, you may not have that maturity. In fact, Adrian just finished a 9-month program called Goldman Sachs 10,000 Businesses. And tell people about that real quick before we bring Danny on.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited because we're going to have some of my classmates that were in the cohort and even our leader on to talk about the program.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's put on by Goldman Sachs. It's a scholarship. So you have to apply. You got to interview. There's a bunch of different steps that you got to go through. But I felt like I was going through like a little mini MBA.
Yeah.
And it was all about, my business.
Did you pass?
I did.
Okay, good.
And then just the different opportunities that are there. And like sometimes we have opportunities within our business that we can't see because we're too close.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're, I'm in this like Zoom class. And then when we were in New York, we were, together. So it's just nice to be surrounded by other business owners from all different types of businesses.
It was super cool because you got to go to the Goldman Sachs building in New York, Manhattan area. And then you got to take the ferry and go to the one in New Jersey. And I was there. I just worked out in the daytime. I was like a kept man running around New York City. I spent like, I think 3 hours in the
9/11 museum.
In the 9/11 museum. I'm a museum nerd. Anyway, I love that. That was super, super, super fun. Oh, and we worked out at like F45.
In the basement.
In the basement. I felt like I was it was like down these stairs into the basement. And I walked in, I was like, man, I feel like I'm going to a pot dealer or something. What? Oh, no, it's an F45 studio, but it's kind of cool in New York where everything is all walkable. And we were probably, at minimum, we're doing like 10,000 steps every day and getting our workouts in. But anyway, that was fun. And so now you know a little bit more about us. And the main thing we want you to know about us is that we've been doing real estate for over 20 years. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, give us a call. Don't hire us. Interview us. Give us a call. Let us take a look at your situation. If we can do something to help you or maximize your sale proceeds, we'll tell you. And if we can't, we can't. We'll tell you.
All right. So we've got Danny.
Oh, wait, let me give him the number.
799-9596,
799-9596.
We have Danny from DHA Financial.
Yeah.
With his mortgage tip of the week. But before you give us the mortgage tip of the week, Danny, tell our listeners something about you that they wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Something unusual or interesting.
Yep.
How about this? 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I was very much into whitewater kayaking. So I took a half-week trip down the Grand Canyon in a kayak with myself and a group of 16 friends.
Yeah, nice.
That sounds like an adventure. You're quite adventurous, Danny.
It was.
Did you bring your guitar with you?
He has recently started to play the guitar. This has been a new thing.
Yeah.
And I know that he's practices all that he can. And even taking some tips and tricks from our one and only Howard Nett.
Howard Nett, professor in the museum.
Yeah.
Yep. I would say he's my sensei. He's the if there's anyone to learn from, and anyone out there has ever heard him play, he is amazing.
Yes.
He did. We took Howard to his first open mic night last night. He killed it.
Oh, really?
He did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah. So probably
bring him back for more.
I'm trying to talk him into going again Friday. So 2 nights from now, I'll go again because it's a cathartic situation. Bombing in front of a whole group of people. No, Howard killed it.
He did not bomb.
He killed it.
Everyone clapped for Howard.
He was coming off the stage. We were like, Howard.
High fives and everything.
Howard. Anyway, so he's this man of many skills. He's a Renaissance man. Anyway, what you got for us this week, Danny?
What's going on with the mortgages?
Yeah.
How about this? Ray, there's been a lot of things going on, especially with the Fed. So the Fed its chairman last week, to Kevin Warsh. If a lot of reports in there going out that he is wanting to, and hopefully it's true, to lower rates, depending on the economic news that comes out. So that's a great thing. So, rates right now, as far as conventional loans, they've been sitting around the mid sixes or so. You're out there about the mid fives, sometimes a little bit higher. But other than that, I mean, there's still great rates right now. And, the other thing that I get asked questions about or have here in this past probably a couple of weeks or so is, when's the best time to lock after you, or once you go into contract, you go into escrow, when's the best time to lock? And so for me, I always tell people, lock right away, because otherwise the heart is worth the wait. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's stressful.
What's that?
It can be very stressful, right? If you're trying to time it, you want to lock and then don't look again. Just don't even just.
I think they should take all the decision makers who make decisions to affect the mortgage rate. I think they should be in a cage match on the lawn of the White House. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's insane. Doing UFC type MMA fighting on the lawn at the White House? That would never wait a minute. It is happening. Never mind. Yeah.
It's happening.
Okay.
So, Danny, before we let you go, I want to give a little shout out on a particular situation that recently happened. We had a client that was dealing with another lending people that we will not name them. But after Danny took a look, he was like, oh, wow, I can save you over $15,000 in closing costs.
Dr. Danny took a look at the patient and said, you don't have a broken arm.
And I think it was a lower interest rate.
You just have a hangnail.
You're like, I can give you a lower interest rate and lower closing costs by $15,000. I think the savings was $15,000, 15,000. Yeah. So, listeners, if you are pre-approved, getting pre-approved, you're in the process.
You're checking it out.
Have Danny take a look.
You're checking it out.
Yeah. Have him just have a second glance, and he may give you the same kind of response.
If there was a dating app for loan officers, you would swipe right on Danny and you would pass on the other people, because sometimes, you're out there and you're like, Dan, I know you said this, Danny, you get some interest rate, but that's only like one of 10 factors you need to take a look at. Right. And so if you don't want to get catfished out there on the loan officer dating app, I think you should have a conversation with Danny. And if anything, here's the one thing, you taught us this. What's that one piece of paper that you can use as a comparison? LE or something?
Always a loan estimate. That's what's going to hold.
Loan estimate. Everyone uses. They all use the same document.
The loan estimate.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if you're dating, it's like a resume. It's like everybody resume is the same. Yeah, I've been in 3 relationships. They all ended horribly. Oh, 3 references. The last 3 people I dated. Oh. Anyway, loan estimate. Loan estimate is what you want to ask for. That loan estimate, is it required by law to be in a particular format or be clear to understand?
Yeah.
It is, right? It's regulated.
It'll say loan estimate at the very top. And if what's called like a fee worksheet, that's not a loan estimate.
Yeah.
So that's your first red flag. If you get a fee worksheet from a lender or a loan officer, just understand that can be changed pretty easily. Yeah.
Because everybody's trying to like not show their hand. Everybody's kind of being a little coy. But Danny, man, he'll pay for the dinner, get you dessert, sing you a song, the whole 9 yards. And because he's the loan estimate of lenders, he's going to show you the deal. All right.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
All right. That's Danny Langerman of DHA Financial. He is an expert we trust. You can find him on the resource tab under Experts We Trust. Learn all about him and just give him a call. If you are in the middle of a refinance, a purchase, pre-approval, let him take a second look at things.
Even if you're in your home here and you're thinking about aging in place, you're in your home, you're thinking about, I don't want to move, but I want to modify the home. I want to get rid of this mortgage. I want to unlock some of the equity in our home. A lot of times people think reverse mortgages are a scam, but one of the things they put in place,
if it's being used correctly in the right capacity, It's a very powerful tool.
And
From what
here's the
we've
deal.
learned.
A reverse mortgage unlocks the equity. You don't need any credit. I think you got to be like 65 or older. Get us to do up a worksheet on that, or mom or dad, if they want to age in place. You can get money out of the house to go and modify it so you can age in place.
I think that they've got to also do some kind of like education just to make sure it is the right fit.
You
Like
have
that is one of the steps of the
take
process.
a class that's run by HUD or a third party and get a certificate that says you took the class and understand what it is you're getting into before you can even start on that journey for a reverse mortgage. So there are some checks and balances in there. Again, if you have questions on a reverse mortgage, all you got to do is give us a call at 799-9596 and we will educate you. We're not going to put you in a headlock and make you do anything. We're just going to educate you.
Figure out if it's the right fit.
All
for
right.
you.
So loan estimates, we talked about it earlier. In the United States, a loan estimate must be provided in a standardized format required by federal TILA-RESPA integrated disclosure, or TRED, TRID. Key points: all lenders must use the same 3-page loan estimate form, the same. So it's Citibank, Territorial Savings, Joey Bag of Donuts, Hard Money Lender. I don't know if the Hard Money Lender, but Danny with DHA Financial. Everybody got to use the same form. So don't be getting caught up in that New York City shell game or 3-card Monte. Get the loan estimate. Bring it to us. If Danny can't do better, he's going to tell you. Lenders cannot create their own custom version that omits required information. The loan estimate must clearly disclose loan amount, interest rate, monthly principal and interest payment, estimated taxes, closing costs, cash to close, whether the rate is locked, prepayment penalties, balloon payments, and other loan features. All got to be the same. Orange to orange, apple to apple.
All right. Let's before we take a break, I want to go over this deal of the week.
I gotta Hans, let's come up with some, like, I put it in the
Deal of the
edit.
week.
Deal,
Yes.
I want deal of the week music, like deal of the week, deal of the week, deal of the week, da, 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 deal of the week.
So, okay, so this one is listed at $1.25 million. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath over there in Royal Cunha. Now, yeah,
You need not be of royal lineage to buy there.
Yeah, and it's a rim lot. It's a beautiful home.
Nice grassy field right off the backyard.
And there is a VA assumable loan. Now, like this particular family, they have 2 VA loans. So, if you're not a veteran, you're a veteran, like they're open. They got extra VA loans.
By the way, you don't need to be a veteran or active duty to assume a VA loan.
That's correct.
Just,
Yep. So this is open to anybody.
Uh-huh.
Now, like their rate is at 5.75%.
No way.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's still like a reasonable rate. I know that the rates kind of fluctuate. We're in the high 5s, low 6s.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about assuming a VA loan is,
I don't talk about that.
The closing costs are much, much lower.
Yeah.
There is no VA funding fee.
No VA funding fee. What's a VA funding fee?
It is basically the insurance that if you're not a disabled veteran, so disabled veterans, the VA funding fee is waived. But if you are
disabled, what percentage?
10% or
10% or more, you
Yep.
get the VA funding fee waived.
Otherwise, it's the first time that you use it, it's about 2%.
Yeah.
And then the subsequent, I think it's closer to 3%. So
Gotcha.
it's a pretty decent amount of savings.
It's like mortgage insurance, yeah?
Yeah. So you've got this has a very low gap. What is the gap, Attilio? What's the gap on this one? What would they have to come to the table with to close on this home and have this interest rate?
So the current loan balance is
$78,000.
Read that for me. My grandfather said, hey, Tilio, don't get old. I got to put my glasses on. Hold on.
Put those glasses on. The gap is about $170,000.
No, hey, I was building up to it.
Okay.
The original loan is right now that you're going to assume is $1,078,118.74. The asking price, which would create your loan amount, if you were like BA, is $1,250,000. That gap between the loan balance and the purchase price would be $171,881.26. By the way, if you're a realtor, you're like, I can't remember all of that. All of our listings, we have a supplement section. Click on it, and this infographic is there that I'm reading off of. So, what does that mean for you? The savings is total interest savings is $553,000 by keeping the existing loan.
Wow.
So let me walk you through that. So the remaining loan term on the existing loan is 26.5. If you got a new loan, it would be 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the remaining interest on the existing loan is $1,116,000. If you got a brand new loan today going 30 years forward, it would be $1,668,000 in interest. So the savings is literally $500,000 over the life of the loan by assuming the existing loan.
The other
But
thing,
you got to come up with the gap, $171K.
The other thing that you're saving on, if you can find this gap money, is it's about $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Savings in your monthly mortgage payment based on today's rates.
Now, the people are listening right now, they're like, how do we come up with the gap?
You could probably borrow from your 401k. I think each
let's give them
person
options.
can do
Borrow from the 401k.
Each person, I think the max you can do is 50,000.
Yeah, borrow from the 401k
$100,000.
is one. Pay yourself back at an interest rate. There's a penalty.
Yep.
You could go to a credit union, because some of the credit unions
will give a personal loan.
We'll do a personal loan on that. And
go to your friends and family.
Pass the hat, all of that good stuff. If there's some equity somewhere else. Because literally that gap and coming up with it and doing the financing could save you $553,000.
All right. Well, we are going to take a break.
Yeah.
But stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Barry Jenkins. He is the author of Too Nice for Sales. We're going to discuss leadership, AI in real estate, building high-performing teams, and why the best leaders choose clarity before comfort.
Yes. So stay with us.
Hey, you know someone that moved to the mainland but left a rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrian and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in a market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrian and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see their signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
The only real estate team I trust right here in Honolulu is Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group. Now, thanks for joining me today. What's the number one reason homes don't sell on time?
Sean, sellers are in denial. They are stuck in the previous market and not pricing their homes properly.
How do you solve that problem?
We have a 12-step program. The first step is to have a smart pricing strategy. We follow the 10-10-0 rule. 10 showings, no offers, we have to adjust. 10 days on the market, no showings, another adjustment. For the other 11 steps, give us a call.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com. And you can start packing.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrian, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 5-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Native Hawaiian, and I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just call us at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today is Barry Jenkins, author of Too Nice for Sales, Chief Marketing Officer of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Native American Group, and Head Realtor in Residence at Willow.
Barry is a real estate leader, speaker, coach, trainer, and technology advocate with nearly 2 decades of experience in real estate, leadership, and innovation. He currently helps lead a nationally recognized real estate organization while also working with Willow on AI adoption, product development, and technology strategy for real estate professionals. He is the author of the upcoming Too Nice for Leadership, releasing in September 2026. Through his writing, coaching, and speaking, Barry focuses on the real conversations leaders often avoid, building culture, navigating hard decisions, creating accountability, and helping teams grow with clarity and integrity.
Beyond business, Barry is also a ordained minister, husband, and father of 3, committed to leadership, grounded in faith, service excellence, and long-term impact. Please welcome our guest. He also blows glass. He is also paints Ross Hall type paint. I'm making stuff up there at the end.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like,
making
what?
stuff. What?
Wait, what's going on?
He has a pottery collection at a local. No. You're like the Renaissance man, is what I was saying. You're like a Renaissance man.
Oh, well, what a compliment. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Such an honor to be here with you guys today.
Yeah, we had a chance we were at the Reside
In Florida, it was
mastermind.
it was called Reside Oceanside.
Reside Oceanside.
Yes.
And we got to see you speak, and we're like, hey, we should have this guy on our show. I was thinking about you. Yeah, Barry, I was thinking about you the other day. I'm on LinkedIn. I am not on anything else. I'm only on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And I remember I talked to you like, I'm not on LinkedIn, or I hardly look at it, or something like that is what you said, because you're on the other platforms. No big deal. But somebody had posted something like, you can't be, if you're too nice in sales, you're not going to succeed. And I commented, I said, I 100% disagree. And it started this whole nice professional dialogue back and forth, because it was just, no, I don't think you need to be a hard charging,
you don't need to be a jerk.
Like, one time I was like, I've heard this, it's just a funny way to accept a speech as an award, but I would like to thank all of the small people I've stepped on the way to the top. Mr. Joe, that's not how you reach the top. That wouldn't be somebody I'd want to know. So Barry, tell us about this book you wrote, and why did you write it?
Yeah, so the book Too Nice for Sales, I published in 2022, and it's sold about 30,000 copies now, with little to no marketing, and quasi self-published. What happened, I have been an agent for 27 years, and I was teaching Willow customers from 2017 through 2020 how to convert leads that lack clarity. We like to call them top of funnel and middle funnel, but they just basically don't know what they want to do yet. Yeah, and the Willow customers, they got 20,000 or so of those customers, and so they really made me feel like I had something special. And so I just decided to take what I was teaching them and turn it into a book. And, the big idea of the book is that kindness is clarity, right? Yeah, you got my website up. And, when you can say the hard thing kindly, and provide clarity to the person on the other end of the phone, it is a breath of fresh air. And our culture has kind of found 2 ditches. There's the passive, overly kind and accommodating salesperson, and then there's the jerk. And I have threaded the needle between the 2.
Nice. Yeah,
and I have a quiz there as well to help. Yeah, it's a leadership quiz. Yeah, because the next book is Too Nice for Leadership, and that'll be out in September. Going through the manuscript with a fine-tooth comb. I'm a storyteller, and so I want to make sure my stories have the details.
I think, I got a title for your 3rd book. Would you kiss your mom with that mouth?
I'll tell you.
Because some people are they're not nice when they're talking. But the thing I was going to talk about, you're in good company. Do you know Dr. Brene Brown?
I do.
She's got she says to be kind is to be clear.
Yes.
Yep. And that's from the Dare to Lead.
Dare to Lead book.
Yeah. And
Okay, tell me.
it's been a little while, but we had our team do a whole workshop, a Dare to Lead workshop, just to have, better communication and just cohesiveness as a team, right? Because we're spending so much time with each other. Like, you've got to be able to, be authentic and vulnerable to be effective.
Yeah, and the issue is so subtle because let's be honest, like agents are typically motivated by what they believe to be is kindness, by not overcoming objections or not calling too much because they don't want to bother the person. And so we're so motivated by getting people to like us that we really have worked ourselves into a position where we're not helpful at all. And so I've been able to scale 2 very successful real estate teams off the theory that if I can teach real estate agents how to have uncomfortable conversations where they're asking fantastic questions, they're aware that the person on the other end of the phone does not want to talk to them right now. And because they're motivated by compassion to serve the other person, they continue to ask clarifying questions. And they get to a point where the person either by omission or commission admits that they have no idea what they're doing. And that's the magic moment we've been waiting for. And it just scales so fantastically well.
Do you have any, I just want to go off on a little quick tangent because, in our business, we're making a lot of outbound calls. And it's the answering or the interaction is anywhere from the spectrum of like, hey, what you got to, don't ever call me again. Boom. What is, they're always, it's all over the place as far as what to say, but what is, like, for me, it's like, hey, this is Attilio. Yeah, another realtor giving you a call before you throw your phone at the wall. Could I have 30 seconds? But I mean, what are what are those
questions?
What do you teach to open up with? What do you teach to open up with to be a nice salesperson that has traction?
You want to instantly, like right out of the gate, you want to say who you are, who you're attempting to reach, and why. And so we really like to leverage whatever their behavior is on our website, or if they just registered or had a conversation with one of our AI services. All right, so hey, this is Barry with LPT, attempting to reach John. He saved a couple homes on my website, and I had a quick question for him, right? Yeah, this is John. What do you want? Hey, John, this is Barry again. Looks like you were looking at 123 Smith Street. What was it that caught your eye about that property? I don't know. I'm not moving for another year. I am so glad to hear that you're waiting a year. It tells me you're taking the process seriously.
You're a planner.
How did you decide on a year? So how, what, tell me more. We don't like to use the phrase objection handlers. I don't want to handle, and I don't want to overcome the objection. I want to understand it. I want to do discovery, and because you can't motivate someone unless you know what they're motivated by. And so the discovery allows us the opportunity to become relevant. And that's the secret sauce. That's it. Do enough discovery around the person's story to find out how to be relevant today, so that you're not saying things like, okay, I'll send you an email and call you in 6 months and let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. It's completely.
Why don't we be honest? I'm going to send you an email you're not going to read, and I'm going to call you in 6 months so you don't have to answer. What? I had a thought, because, we do real estate kind of almost like Comedy Central, but I was thinking, like, what if they stay in the third person through the whole conversation?
I love that.
Well, John's not here, but he's thinking about selling in a year. They're like, oh yeah, why would he be selling? Well, he's got kids and they still need to finish school. How long will you go with that before it's weird?
I think pretty instantly, actually.
It's like the people that go to the therapist. I have this friend. He's not doing too good with his wife, and if he were to ask you this question, no. So then you're like, oh, okay, yeah. Here's what you want to tell your friend. But we got some more questions for you, Adrian. You want to
Okay, so you have this this other book coming up in September.
Yeah.
Too Nice for Leadership.
Yes.
So what's the story behind that book? What made you decide to continue on with the next book?
I have just failed so consistently as a leader in my life in so many ways.
Yeah.
And I had the best motivation by not saying the hard thing, by not telling my agent that they suck, by not setting boundaries because I didn't want to offend, by being overly accommodating. And so as I've really been motivated by growing a successful business, I became acutely aware that I had to become a stronger leader if I was going to go to the place that I needed to go. And so as I became aware of how frequently I had failed as a leader in my career, I began to realize that I had a unique opportunity to share that story with others, because I can say that I am told by the people that follow me that I'm a fantastic leader. They don't have to guess. I set very clear expectations.
Yes.
I don't yell at them. Motivation. But I also have really hard talks with them to let them know that they're failing. And so I want to share that gift with the world. I think we need a lot of nice leaders, and it's something that I think our culture is searching for, and I'm excited to be a part of supporting everybody.
You know what? You're validating my theory, because I have this theory that the only reason there are a-holes in the world is because nobody close to them has had the cojones to come up and give them some feedback.
That's right.
And say, Uncle Charlie, every time you come to Thanksgiving, everybody runs for the hills. Because when you do so-and-so, it makes people feel like this. What are your thoughts? And so, I mean, something like that, but nobody does it, right? It's like you said in the beginning of the conversation, we avoid that. Yeah. Why don't people, tell us again one more time, why do we avoid giving people feedback?
I think a lot of, specifically, if we're going to go under the umbrella of a real estate salesperson, most real estate salespeople have grown their business off of just being waiters and waitresses. And I'm doing air quotes if you're listening, but basically transactional in their relationships with their clients. They call, when do you want to see it? Great. Like, we basically just do what they want all the time. And then our success grows to the point where we can't handle it on our own. So we start hiring people. Maybe we add agents because the business continues to grow, and we don't evolve as that process changes. And what helped us become successful literally hinders us from going to the next place of our journey, because what got us to where we are is not going to get us to where we want to go. And so we have just an industry of people that are leading fairly large organizations that never learned how to have hard conversations with their followers. So,
you know what? Go ahead, Adrian.
Barry, how did you learn? Was it just did you learn just from all these terrible mistakes, or did you take a class? Did you have a coach that helped you to have these kind of difficult conversations?
Yeah, I would probably say it was a 3-year journey with an incredible cognitive behavioral therapist.
Nice.
I don't know if you're familiar with cognitive behavioral therapy, but it's been around since the 70s, and it kind of ties your thought life to your feelings. And through that process, I became emotionally aware. I started to figure out, how I felt about myself and others. And as I started to track these feelings, I started to realize that most of my failure as a leader boiled down to an overwhelmingly toxic desire to be approved of. And so I had to get to the root of that and figure out why I was searching for approval. And once I did, and once I kind of had this healing moment in my life, I realized, wow, most of the decisions I've been making as a leader were really just not wanting to piss people off. So, which is not the way to go, And so that's really what
people pleasing. People pleasing.
Totally.
Being a people pleaser. What's underneath all those school buses out there, all those dead bodies? People pleasers.
So you discovered this, and then like, how did you make that shift? Because I mean, you've probably been doing this your whole life. That must have been a really
how do you
large
make
behavior
behavior shift?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was a few different, things happened right around the same time. You know, one of the things that, now this is going to get a little hokey, so hopefully I don't scare your listeners, but one of the things that cognitive behavioral therapy teaches is that there are events in our childhood that create neural pathways and shape the way we see the world. Well, I had a fantastic childhood, but like most kids, I had things go wrong throughout my life, right? It wasn't perfect all the time. And there was a specific moment in my life that I remember where I decided that I was not deserving of acceptance unless I earned it. And so then the rest of my adult life, those were the lenses that I saw my interactions with people. And so part of the process of therapy was going back to that moment and like talking to your inner child. I know it just sounds so strange coming saying out loud, but basically talking to that kid that had that moment and being like, dude, like, I get it. I know why you felt that way, but you don't have to live the rest of your life that way. So it was a little bit of that, a little bit of like going back to that place and having a healing.
To reprogram. You had to
reprogramming. Yes.
Yep.
There were 3 of those different moments in my life that shaped how I saw myself, my attractiveness, my like just all kinds of like really fundamental pieces of my character that I went back and I dealt with. And I remember the moment I was like crying. I was like, what is this? Like, this is like, anyway. And then journaling. So I really struggle with intuitively knowing how I feel. And knowing how I feel about how I feel. And so I bought one of those remarkable paper tablets and journal. You know, over the last several years, I probably journal 300 to 400 pages a year, and I'm just writing it out. Well, as I did that, what started to occur was I was recognizing themes in my life. And I'm a nerd, and so I exported my journals into my LLM of choice, and I analyzed over the years my story arc, and I started to see in my journal entries themes of how I was consistently failing as a leader in my personal life and in my business. And so as I started to see these things, and meanwhile, I'm in therapy, you know, once or twice a week, I'm doing all this emotional work and I'm seeing all these trends. I'm like, okay, I need to fix these areas. And I'm going to tell you guys something. My career instantly accelerated. I was already successful. Shifted. Yeah. Oh man. Like, because my tolerance for risk became much greater. Because I wasn't searching for affirmation. Like, am I going to be okay? Can somebody tell me I'm going to be okay? Like, I was like, no, I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to take this risk, right? And so as I started to do that, the conviction of my decisions became more clear. And the people I run several businesses now, and in each organization, they are deeply appreciative of the direction that I provide them, because I am coming alongside them. I do believe in servant leadership. I don't believe in like yelling from the top of the mountain. I really believe in coming alongside my people. But yeah, so I don't even know if I answered your question, to be honest with you.
You did. It's
you had to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Right. To make those changes and do the reprogramming.
We did you doing years
self-development.
Years of training. It's called PSI, Personal Self-Improvement Institute. Been around for 50 plus years here in Hawaii. We take the courses. You know, there's no coaching or MLM or any of that stuff. Once you take it, you go back as staff. And it's really about unpacking your programming that you developed. That probably like 90% of who you are, probably up until about age 20, was there. And how it's affecting how you are as an adult moving forward. So it sounds like a similar pathway. And with my team, you know what I find? I give them a heads up on the feedback. Adrian, what do I tell the team? Or I ask a question, I ask for permission, and what do I say?
Oh, can I love on you?
May I love on you for a minute? Me, I love money.
And then they know it's coming.
And then they go, uh-oh. And then they know I'm getting real. There was a training this morning, and I said, hey, we have a text group, Spartan, and it's called the Spartans, right? Because what do the Spartan moms tell their sons when they go off to war? Come back with your shielder on it. And so with our team members, I'm like, you can have reasons or results. You can't have both. And if you have a bunch of excuses if you have a list of excuses of why you're not doing something, you only need one. Because it just takes one to stop you from doing it. And I said, hey, we had a training session with Reside this morning, 6 a.m. That's early.
That is early.
I said, if you were sleeping and didn't come on there, you're not serious about your business. I literally put that in the sparring group. Now, if you have valid reasons, I'm acknowledging that, taking care of an aging parent, you're on vacation, you're sick. I'm not challenging you on that. But again, do not reply back to this message with your reasons. We don't need that. But you got to ask yourself, and I want you to sit in it. If you weren't on that training, do you really consider yourself a professional realtor? Because that was some exceptional training that we had this morning. And Adrian and I, as leaders, not from the mountain yelling.
We're there on the training.
Yeah. I'll give you the Hawaiian word of today is okole. What is okole?
But
our okoles was on the training this morning.
I love that. I love that you called them out and you were kind and
we're leading from the front.
And similar but different. Have you read the book Atomic Habits? Are you familiar with that book? Okay.
James Clear.
We actually got to meet James Clear.
Okay.
He's very tall.
All right.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, I took my book and I took Atomic Habits and I went into, I vibe coded a goal setting platform in my organization. And what I do is I ask them some questions based off of the theory of finding the emotion behind the goal. If you made the amount of money you want to make, whose life would change? You, your family, what specifically would change? And what specifically would you do with, if you met all those goals? Then it goes to how much money do you want to make? So we start with like the impact of the amount of money, whose life would change. Then it goes to how much money. Then we separate how much from your sphere last year did you do, like past clients or whatever. And let's say it's 100,000 from their sphere and they want to make 200. Okay, you need to make another $100,000. So then I ask them what they want their theme of the year to be. Do you want to be consistent? Do you want to be the closer? There's like 6 categories. And then what their average sales price, average commission was. And then I tell them based on all of that, what they have to do every day with the leads that I'm providing them to meet their goal. And every day they get an email. 3 times a week, they get an auto text. And basically it says, like, I'm trying to think of a scenario. One young lady said she wants to get a special kind of dental insurance for her child. She needs to make a specific amount. She has to call a specific number of people every day. And so every day she gets an email and she says, you said you wanted to get dental insurance for your child. I told you had to make 50 dials a day. You called 30. By the way, Matt on our team, we just checked follow-up, but this is all programmatic. He called 80. If you want to meet your goals,
teeth are going to be straight. Yours are going to be all screwed up. They're not going to find a nice significant other. You have them, but no.
Well, the good news is
you're tying the why.
It's a nice little nudge.
You're tying the why to the activity,
and it's crushing it. It's their effort has doubled as an organization. I've never had more percentage-wise more people meeting our daily KPI standards than I am right now. Yeah, and it's fun, right? Like, because they're tapping into their motivation, and it's by reminding them of what their definition of success is and saying, hey, this is the direction you got to go.
So it's their goals and their why.
Yeah.
And when they're not hitting those metrics that they need to hit, that kind of hurts.
It
right?
does. In a good way. Yeah,
it hurts them in the heart.
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way, because growth is pain and pain is growth. And between you and where you want to be is going to be it's going to be uncomfortable.
Well, and I agree. And another thing we do is we celebrate failures. On our Friday meetings, I don't want to hear about only how many appointments you set. I want to hear about how many times you asked for the appointment and you didn't get it. And we want to talk about it. We want to celebrate it, because I tell them failure is really the key to success. And our human body is the same way. You know, I avoided muscle failure because I was embarrassed through most of my life. I was embarrassed to not finish the set. So I would lift lighter because I thought that it was a bad thing when I couldn't finish my set. Nobody taught me that the human body craves that muscle failure. And our life is the same way. And as leaders, if we aren't leading people to failure consistently and celebrating it and changing their mindset around it, we're really doing them a disservice.
Yep. You gotta be able to grow.
I know you know John Maxwell. You know.
Oh, I love John Maxwell.
We saw him at breakfast one time.
Yeah.
We went up to him and said, "I'm so sorry, but we're big fans of yours. We just saw you speak." He got up out of the booth. He just completely appreciated his person that was with me. Everything that I do is because of this guy. He just completely like my assistant, my person, my blah, 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 everything I do and all that stuff on the speech. That's him. This is so-and-so. He was so gracious, so kind. And I see a lot of that in the language and the stuff that you're talking about is these laws of leadership that you're explaining.
Well, failing forward.
We have to wrap up the show, Barry. I'm so sorry. It's our time has come to an end.
I'll just leave the audience with this. One time I got on a huddle. So we do morning huddles, 15 minutes on the Zoom. And literally we just talked about a listing that Adrian and I got fired from.
Okay.
We just talked about it. Yeah. We're getting real with the people. If we had it to do it again, this is what we would have done.
So Barry, if our listeners want to order your book, or want to pre-order this one that you're working on, is it on Amazon, or how do they get this book?
Yeah, so it's Too Nice for Sales is on Amazon. It's been a bestseller. It's remained a bestseller for 3 years. Too Nice for Sales is my website. Too Nice for Leadership redirects to Too Nice for Sales. And they can take a leadership quiz there. I've got a newsletter that they can sign up for as well on leadership. And I just appreciate it. You guys have such an interesting chemistry. It was so great to meet you both at that event.
Thank you.
I love watching you guys do this radio show. It's so interesting. It's been a real treat for me. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you, Barry.
Thank you for being us.
Soon.
Coming from contribution, sharing good stuff for the people. Thank you so much. Aloha.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Hey, with Allstate Insurance.
Benji of Pillar to Post Home Inspection.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson with Fine Line Paintworks.
Nancy of Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, attorney at law.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Restoration.
Kyle with Impact Wealth.
Ryan with Tweetscape.
Benji of Hawaii Referral Agent.
Danny with DHA Mortgage.
Joseph of Keymaster Locksmith of Hawaii.
Christopher with Falcon Services. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Hans, our producer.
Choo!
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that will change your life
forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price in a time frame, on the bought for cash. Thanks, aloha.